and interactive one for all of you. I would request all the participants to be on mute and stay connected with us till the end. We will have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation, and you are all most welcome to leave your questions in the chat box, and we'll be having those questions in the end of the webinar. I would like the audience to know and to know the KC GlobEd team. So myself, Priyanka Jory, I'm the manager, marketing and counselors with KC GlobEd. I was associated for more than 12 years with the Big Four consulting firm KPMG, have wide working experience in the Indian and international landscape, and also an attorney with the Indian courts. And our guest speaker today, Mr. Kamal Chhabra, who is the CEO and lead instructor of KC GlobEd. He's a chartered accountant and has extensive work and training experience, especially for around more than 15 years in the Indian and international landscape again. He has worked with top-notch companies around the globe and has achieved astounding awards for his work from every organization he was associated with. He has an exemplary enthusiasm and passion towards teaching with a vision of one globe, one education. Handing over to you, sir, for the webinar.
Thank you. Thanks, Priyanka. So I'm making you host so that like from now onward you can take up all the questions.
Sure, sir.
Sure. So cool. Thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. I can present my screen. I know it's evening time. You are almost done with your college. You might be thanks for joining and especially like giving out your time out of your normal routine, normal college routine. So thanks to the Venkateshwara team for organizing this and making this happen. Without wasting much of your time, I'll directly jump into the agenda item which we are planning to discuss here today. So how we have drafted our agenda is based on like the question and queries most of the time we receive from like each and individual student, and almost in n number of webinars which we have conducted in our earlier session. So couple of questions generally come in the mind of any student or any candidate who wants to do USCPA or wants to build their career in a USCPA as a USCPA profession. So I thought to jot down all your question and then try to answer your respective question most through an agenda, and to be covered almost in all this like next 50 to 55 minutes everything. But I'm sure there would be some other question which will be relating to you individual or to your individual need, or probably require more clarification to you individual. So after all these 5 questions, I'm sure 80 to 85% of question would be answered, but still there might be a chance of 10 to 15 percentage of question you might have in addition to these what we'll be covering in this overall presentation deck. So feel free to note down all your question in the chat box or maybe pen down in your notebook. So after all this 5 section which we are going to discuss in this webinar, and after that we'll be having a comfortable time to discuss all your question and answer. If there would be any question which would be unanswered, we'll definitely get back to you. We'll send you the email to all of you with the response of that. So now coming on to the agenda, what most of the question we receive from the student is why USCPA, why I should think about doing a USCPA as my career option. If like why is clear, then probably rest of the things would be easy to digest. So that's something critical part for any student or any candidate to understand why I should think about doing a USCPA as my career choice. So that's something in which we'll be investing good amount of time to help everyone understand why USCPA is a great career opportunity for each one of us. Then once a student understand why he or she should choose USCPA as their career path, the next question naturally arises: what is in USCPA? Like what is the governing body? What are the like subject matter expertise, or what is the exam pattern? Right? So all these questions naturally arise that we have covered in our agenda item 2, what is USCPA is all about. So that has all the area, governing body, you can say examination section, what are the topics covered, how the exam pattern is being structured, that comes in under the agenda item 2. Then once like a candidate understand why I should think about USCPA as my career choice and what is in USCPA, then naturally the third question arises, how I can become a USCPA. So what is the eligibility, like whether I am eligible to do USCPA or not. Hmm? And then what is all nuts and bolts in throughout the process. Like USCPA program probably may not be as simple as how we are used to study in India. Like we did our 10th standard, and then we moved and choose our career path in a commerce study, and we moved to 11th and 12th standard naturally, and then we moved on to the graduation, and now we are thinking about doing something after graduation program. But like, to be very honest, like overall process of doing a USCPA has lots of nuts and bolts. So before making your decision, or before confirming your decision, would be good to know how you can become a USCPA. That would be very, very relevant section for each one of you, for sure. And then, so once like candidate understand why I should think about doing USCPA, what is an USCPA, and how I can become a USCPA, the next question arises, why KC GlobEd? Why I should choose KC GlobEd as a partner in a USCPA journey of mine, right? So we'll be sharing all the things what we do for each and individual student who join with the KC GlobEd, all the support, and you can say both in terms of education, counseling, and mentoring, and throughout the process, what all support we provide to each and individual student. We'll be sharing all those, and even though after the qualification, what are the placement support, and you can say post qualification licensing support and CPE support which we provide. So we'll be sharing that in agenda item 4 when we are discussing in detail. And then lastly, as we all are Indian, we are more, or you can say most concerned about like estimated cost. What is the total cost to my pocket? So we'll be covering each nuts and bolts, which include all part of the cost probably would be included. So we have tried to cover everything from like transcript to examination, everything which will be coming out of your pocket. So you'll be getting to know anything and everything about USCPA before making the USCPA as your career choice, right? So without wasting much of your time, I'll again argue each one of you, I'll again request each one of you to pen down your question or type in chat box. So after every section of the agenda, I'll take a pause, and then like you'll be having a comfortable time to pen down your thought if you have any question, or write in the chat box if you have any question, so that by end of all the 5 section which we are going to discuss in next 50 to 55 minutes, we'll be having a comfortable time to answer all your questions. Right? Ready to dive in? Good. Thank you. So first thing is, why USCPA? This is the most important thing. Why one should think about doing a USCPA, or why one should choose USCPA as their career path. The first and the most important thing is global acceptability. As you know, we all are moving so fast in this global environment. We would be needing some education which has global acceptability. And the USCP is one of the most renowned and very much, you can say, acceptable across the globe. There are a couple of reasons to it. One, if you look at the commercial reason, in India, almost 70 to 75% MNCs are US based MNC. If you look at any section or anything you do in your life, you will definitely see some or the other US based companies are impacting those areas. If you look at the technology, you are using Google every day. You are using Android every day. You are using Apple every day. You are using iOS every day. You are using Microsoft every day, right? Or you are using, like, if you look at in the FMGC, whether it's a Procter and Gamble, HUL, right? Or if you look at like big car manufacturing company, they are all like US based MNC. Or if you look at like laptop, whether it's HP, Lenovo, Dell, they all are like US based MNC. All the US based MNC. Or if you look at the banking as well, like American Express, Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, they all are like big huge bank or investment banking company we have in India. Or the most important thing, the company which has like biggest demand of the USCP in India where is all the big 10 consulting firm, if I say, not only like big four consulting firm, which is PwC, EY, KPMG and Deloitte, but if you look at almost all the top 10 or top 20 consulting firm, they have great offshore center in India. If you look at, like, maybe if you have seen like last year placement support which has happened in your college, you might have seen like how big number of student the EY, PwC, KPMG, Deloitte, Grant Thornton, GT, BDO, they hire from your campus, right? So nothing to speak about those company which you already being aware of. They are doing like high number of they are hiring high number of students from your college, and almost all the student after the graduation they are doing either CPA or ACCA in their college, in their you can say corporate, right? But as compared to ACCA, CPA is the easiest choice because it has only 4 exams to do, compared to ACCA, which after graduation you end up investing for the 9 exam. One thing. Second, coming back to the global acceptability. In India, you have seen almost 70 to 75% MNCs are US based MNC. And if you look at geographically across the globe, across the world, if I'm saying, almost 30 to 35% MNCs are US based MNC. That means this program make it more acceptable to across the globe, because all these US based MNC, they have their internal accounting, they have their group reporting, they have their internal control framework, they have their internal reporting of the control framework, they have all forensic management, they have risk management, they have like budgeting, planning and investment. They all do, and they all require a US CPA who have good understanding about US companies, US accounting standard, US auditing standard, US taxations. So that's the reason this make it more acceptable worldwide. And second most important thing, or even I say the third most important thing, why it is a global acceptable, the institute, which is like in India how we have Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, in US like governing body for CPAs is American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, right? They have memorandum of understanding with almost all countries similar body, so that make it more acceptable to the respective region, whether you work in Canada, whether you work in Australia, whether you work in Europe or any part of the world. They have memorandum of understanding that should be the US CPA would be considered as equivalent CPA or chartered accountant of that respective country. Whether you go to South Africa, whether you go to Canada, whether you go to Australia or any part of the Europe, to be very honest with you. We also have many students who are studying from us from the various part of the world. So it's highly acceptable across the globe, the program that make it so easy for you to build your international career or domestic career, whatever you like it. If you wanted to settle in India, you have so many companies hiring US CPA, and if you wanted to settle internationally, there are so many companies across the globe would be hiring you. And then you can work in MNCs or you can do your own practice as well. Same like how in India we chartered accountant can do our own practice, right? Same way, by doing a US CPA, just passing a 4 exam, you can get a license of US CPA practice. So you can do US CPA practice either in US or in India or anywhere in the world. It's not required that you need to do US CPA practice only and only in US. That's the beauty of this course. And this course across the globe at this point of time is in the highest demand and has very, very high growth potential. Why I'm saying so, like if you see the historical data, on an average, every quarter, 1,500 to 2,000 students are appearing for USCP exam, and their national average pass rate is 50 to 55%. That means in a year, around 6,000 to 7,000 students are appearing for USCP exam. If I take last 4 to 5 year data, and almost 4,000 to 4,500 students are clearing USCP exam. Whereas if you see in India market, the demand for next 3 to 5 years is 80,000 to 100,000 USCPA. We all are commerce student. We know when demand is high and supply is low, the price automatically go high. So if you choose to do USCPA today, and in next 9 to 12 months, if you complete your USCPA, you will be definitely getting a great job with a great remuneration. And in future, if you wanted to do your own practice, the sky is no limit for you. So these are a couple of things which make it more relevant or which make you feel why I should think about doing a USCPA as my career option. It has only 4 exams which you can easily clear in 6 to 12 months. It's not as hard as chartered accountant course, or it's not as easy as your BCom or BCom honors, to be very honest. It's somewhere in between, but it's not so tough that it can't be complete in 6 to 12 months. If you have seen, if you are connected with any of your senior who are already working in big four and they are doing USCP, I'm sure there would be so many senior who are being passed out from your college is working in many big four company, and they all are doing USCPA for sure. You can check with them. They have easily cleared the USCPA program in 6 to 12 months. At the max, sometime they have taken 15 months, but not more than that, to be very honest. And now, like earlier, the people used to go to US to appear for USCPA exam. And in 2017, they have started in Dubai as well, the examination. But now from July 2020, exams are happening right here in India. So these are like 8 examination center in India where you can go and sit for the exam, which is in Gurgaon, that is closest to your college. But if you are belong to the different part of the India, so you have the center in Ahmedabad, Kolkata, Mumbai, Hyderabad, Bengaluru, Chennai, and Trivandrum. So these all are eight area where we have prometric center where you can sit for the exam at any time, any day you like it. The exams happen 365 days. It's not like CA exam or your graduation exam, which happen in like May and November or June and December. The exams window is open 365 days. You can appear for any exam in any sequence in any day you like it. It gives you complete flexibility. Before moving on to the next agenda item, I wanted to show you some of the company which I'm sure like either your friends, family or relatives might be working, and these all company required huge number of USCPA. Like we discussed about Deloitte, EY, PwC, KPMG, Grant Thornton Video, Mazar, and many more. These all are public company. They required in next 3 to 5 years more than 60,000 USCPA. These only top 10 accounting company who are in India, they required more than 60,000 USCPA. And if you see from last 3 to 5 years, only 4 to 5,000 CPAs are generated in India. And second, like one more fact which I came across through a research from a research company. If you've seen, this course is nothing new in India. You know, the USCPA program in India since from 1997. It's been almost 23 years we are producing USCPA. We Indian are producing USCPA. Almost 50,000 plus USCPA we have given to the world. And you know, out of those more than 50,000, more than 41,000 CPAs are very well settled internationally across the globe. And 9,000 CPAs or 9,000 plus CPAs are still working in India, but they are almost at very, very good level in the management. So if you look at the data from last 20 year or 23 year, from where we have started in India USCPA program, and see almost 85% are being settled very well across the globe. And the people who are in India by their own choice, they're also at very high or very good level in the management in the respective companies they are working. And they also get a lot of time rotation program in different part of the world, right? So if you look at the financial company we were discussing, Bank of America, American Express, Masters, Citi, BNP, Goldman Sachs, MetLife, McKinsey, Morgan Stanley, they all are big companies. They have so many USCPA every year for their accounting job, for their internal control, for their compliance, for their budgeting, for their FP&A, and there are many more programs what they do. And even though these companies have their technical accounting group, and they company hire the USCPA for their technical accounting group. Also, they have learning management group in which the company hire USCPA for making learning and management program on US GAAP, IFRS, US taxation, or like internal training programs. So there are so many vacancies in all these companies. And if you look at like top 500 Fortune MNCs, almost you can say in the world, more than 35% 500 Fortune companies are US based companies. I'm sure you might have heard almost every name we have kept here, whether it's Coke, FedEx, Facebook, Expedia, DuPont, Apple, Amazon, Tesla, HP, IBM, anything, any place you name it, you will definitely find a strong presence of US based MNC in India as well as across the globe. I'll take a pause here. If you have any question, type in a chat box and maybe pen down your thoughts in your notebook. We can cover at the end of the presentation. So now we understand why I should think about doing a US CPA. But still, if you have any question, we will definitely take up. But principally, we got to know what is like job market, or what is the opportunity, what is the demand, and what are the companies who will be hiring, to understand why I should think about a US CPA program as my career choice. So next question is, what is an USCPA? Who is the governing body? What is the expertise I'll be getting after doing a USCPA? What are the domains in which I would be working, or what are the authorities I'll be getting after doing a USCPA? Right? So we'll be covering all these questions along with all the four section of exam and the exam pattern in this agenda item. What is in USCPA? So like in India, how we have Institute of Chartered Accountant of India, who is the governing body of all the chartered accountant in India. In US, the governing body is American Institute of Certified Public Accountant, which is similar to Institute of Chartered Accountant of India. In short, we call AICPA. Right? Other than that, in US, there are 55 states, and every state have their state board of accounting. So these two would be the governing body for the USCPA, for which we need to compliance, or for which we need to get ourselves registered when we are doing a USCPA program. And after doing a USCPA program, you will be getting an expertise first in US GAAP, United States Generally Accepted Accounting Principle, and the International Financial Reporting Standard. That means it gives you expertise of all accounting standard applicable in United States of America as well as internationally across the globe. So it will give you both, you can say dual expertise, both for US accounting standard as well as international financial reporting standard. Right? Then it will give you an expertise in PCOB and AICPA auditing standard. So how in India we have Institute of Chartered Accountant, like we discussed, they issue the auditing standard for Indian Chartered Accountant. Same way in US we have AICPA that issue auditing standard for the for auditing the private company in US. And how in India we have SEBI, Security Exchange Board Commission of India. Same way in US we have Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, PCOB, who issue the auditing standard for the listed company in US. In India, SEBI issue the auditing standard for the listed company in India, and same way PCOB issue the auditing standard for the listed company in USA. So you'll be getting the expertise for both private company audit as well as public company audit. And these standards are, you can say, top notch, or you can say toughest in the world. So once you get the expertise in these auditing standard, you can go anywhere in the world, to be very honest with you, and you can deal with any kind of auditing issue across the globe. You won't be feeling any challenge because all rest of the world follow the PCOB standard. So PCOB standard is benchmark for the world, to be very honest with you. So you'll be learning top-notch education in the world that will make you competent and comfortable in dealing any auditing matter across the globe. Right? Then you will be learning SEC rules and regulation. How in India we have SEBI, who issues rules and regulation for all the listed company in India. We have SEC, Security Exchange Commission, who issue rules and regulation for the public company or listed company in United States of America. So what are those rules and regulation? How a company, how a listed company need to ensure the public interest is maintained. How the company should behave more ethically and in compliance with all rules and regulation. What are the internal control environment the company should follow? what are the accounting environment the company should follow, what all IT environment the company should follow. These all comes under the SEC rules and regulation for all the company who are listed in which public stake is being involved. So that these rules also again the toughest in the world. These are benchmark for every organization in the world who consider and look for the toughest rules and regulation when they are planning or drafting their respective rules and regulation. So once you get an expertise, you can be easily adjust or you can easily be fit in any organization in maintaining their corporate governance, maintaining their audit committee requirement, maintaining their investor relationship, maintaining their investor committee requirement, or any other due diligence, compliance, internal control for that particular company, right? And the last and the most important thing is US taxation. So after doing a US CPA, you will be getting an expertise as a US taxation, which is, to be very honest, is a unique skill set to have in the world. As of now, it's in high scarcity to have an expertise of US taxation. There's a huge demand of US tax expert both in US, in India, and internationally. And there's very shortage of people having expertise in US taxation. Why I'm saying so? The accounting standard, auditing standard, IFRS, these things probably you can learn in different program, whether you are doing a chartered accountant of India, whether you are doing ACCA or might be doing CMA or any other program. You'll get some or the other understanding about accounting standard, international financial reporting standard, auditing standard. But this is the unique expertise you won't get in any other course. And this expertise is in very high demand as well as very high paid as compared to any other domain you will be working. To be very honest, like if any person have like 2 to 5 years of experience, they will be earning so much in dollar you can't even imagine who will be having a US taxation expertise, right? So these all expertise you will be getting from the US CPA course and curriculum. And after that, you can choose either to do your own practice or you can choose to go for the job in any domain, whether it's accounting, finance, auditing, attestation, international taxation, US taxation, business advisory, forensic, risk management, internal control management, and many more, to be very honest with you. And you can, like if you in future wants to do your own practice, by getting a US CPA license, you will get an authority to attest US GAAP financial statement under the guidance of AICPA and PCOA. Similar to how we Indian Chartered Accountant get an authority to attest Indian GAAP financial statement, right? Any thought or any question around this topic? Feel free to type in the chat box or make your note. We'll surely take up all your questions after this slide deck. Moving on to the next slide, within what is US CPA? What we did, as you all are doing graduation, so after graduation we look for either going for a CA, CS, ICWA kind of program, or maybe we look for post-graduation program or MBA program. So what we did, we made a quick synopsis for you to understand what all you will be having in MBA or post-graduation program, what you have in CA, CS or ICWA kind of program, and what you have in US CPA program, so that it would be easy for you to make a right choice, right career choice for your study, right? So like we discussed, if you see the first point, opportunity across the globe. Like we discussed, in India, we have almost 70 to 75% MNCs, which are US based MNCs. And across the globe, we have almost like 30 to 35% MNCs, which are US based MNC. And then they have memorandum of understanding with almost all the country. So that if you are a US CPA, you don't need to do any additional education to go in a respective country. Whereas if you look for the chartered accountant course or company secretary or ICW course, we have like majorly opportunity in India. If we go anywhere abroad, we definitely end up doing some or the other additional education for their respective country. Because I myself as a chartered accountant, I lived in like 4 countries in the world. To be very honest, every country I lived, I have to end up doing some or the other additional qualification in that respective country to get the same kind of remuneration or maybe get the same kind of expertise, right? If you are planning to do MBA or any post-graduation program, if you're not from top 10 or top 20 B school, then like opportunities are only in India. And if you go international, they don't recognize those kind of program, and you end up investing huge amount of money and time as well to doing some or the other additional qualification of that respective country. And second thing, if you look at the course duration, the USCP program, like we discussed, is only and only can be easily done in 6 to 12 months. You don't need to invest years and years to complete a USCP program. Whereas like in CA, CS, ICW, if you see the national average duration which average student take is 4 to 5 years to complete a CA, CS or ICW. I know there are some bright students who complete in 3 years, 3.5 years, but if you look at the CA data, historical trend, on an average, like the overall, if you say national average of the student, it's 4 to 5 years for the person to complete a CA curriculum. And same way, like in MBA program, we know it's a fixed time duration of 2 years. If you compare like 6 months to 12 months with 4 to 5 years and 2 years, it's definitely saving a lot of time and energy and giving you same opportunity or definitely a better opportunity for sure. And now, third point, if you look at the exam, in USCPA, you have only and only 4 exams at one level. Whereas CA, CS, ICW, they have around like 20 exam and 3 level. Your like foundation, or you can say CPT level, then your intermediate or IPCC level, and then you have like final examination, right? You end up giving like 20 exams. And most of in beauty of that, like there are most of the course which is repetitive at every level, right? And then if you look at MBA program, at every semester you have 4 to 5 exams. So that means you end up giving 16 to 20 exam in 4 semesters. As compared to CPA, you have only 4 exam and 1 level, nothing more, nothing less, right? And the fourth point, if you see the flexibility of exam, like in Indian CA, CS, ICWA, the exams happen in May or in November month for CA, and for CS and ICWA it's happen in June and December. Same way for MBA program, like in June and December generally exam cycle is. Whereas for CPA, the exam window is open 365 days. You can sit for any exam any day you like it. It's not necessary you need to give first exam first, you need to give second, any sequence. You can give exam in any sequence you like it, any day you like it, or maybe in any session, maybe in morning, afternoon, or post lunch session, right? And then if you look at the passing percentage, so national average pass percentage, which is both national average US as well as Indian national average, is 50 to 55%. That means if 100 students sit for the exam, on an average 50 to 55 pass. Whereas we all know the data for CA, CS and ICW program, it's 5 to 7%, sometimes it go up to 10%. That means it's like 8 to 9 times easier than chartered accountant, company secretary or ICW program. But in MBA, we know like almost everyone pass, but you end up investing, if you are doing MBA in India, you'll end up investing 10 to 20 lakh rupees. Or if you are planning to do MBA from abroad, you end up investing 40 to 50 lakh rupees. Right? It's not as easy probably as your BCom or MBA program, but it's not as tough as CA, CS or ICW, to be very honest with you. But if you look at the compensation side, for a chartered accountant, if the CA, CS or ICW is not a rank holder, other than that, like a fresh chartered accountant get a salary in a range of 5 to 10 lakh rupees in India. Whereas a fresh MBA, if you are not from top 10 or top 20 B school, the starting package is 3 to 7 lakh rupees. Whereas for a fresh CPA, you can vouch from your senior who have joined the Big Four consulting firm or any other firm who are right now doing CPA or have done the CPA, the starting package for a fresh CPA is 7 to 10 lakh rupees. So it's very less time, just in a 1 year at the max. You'll be saving 3 to 4 years of your life, and you'll be earning better than what they would be earning after 3 to 4 or 5 years in their life. So choice is yours. And if you look at like MBA, they are end up investing like 10 to 20 lakh in first 2 year, and then in next 3 year they are just recovering what they have invested. So 5 year, like they are at break even. They are not earning anything in 5 years. Same way in CA, CS, ICW, 4 to 5 years, you are just investing time, energy, and money, but you are not earning, or you are earning very limited. If you go to the only to the big four company for the audit practice, they give a decent amount of, you can say, internship, you can say stipend, but other than that, none of the company pay like comfortable, you can say, stipend for the CACS or ICW program. So all are so much underpaid for next 4 to 5 years. Whereas like just investing 6 to 9 months or at the max 12 months, you will be earning 7 to 10 lakh rupees. That means you will be saving 4 years of your life. If you are starting at 7 lakh rupees, I'm sure after 4 years, when your you can say colleague complete their CA program or complete their MBA program, you will be definitely at 15 to 20 lakh range. That means you'll be saving at least 40 to 45 lakh rupees as compared to the peer who will be choosing the program to go for MBA or CA, to be very honest with you. That's the harsh reality in India. And if you're planning to settle in US the fresher package for a CPA is in a range of $55,000 to $70,000. I've been to US for 2 years, so we have seen like a fresher package for any CPA in US is in a range of $55,000 to $70,000. And if you are planning to settle in Canada, fresher package for US CPA is 60,000 Canadian dollar to 75,000 Canadian dollar. And if you are planning to settle in Europe or Australia or any different part of the world, the fresher package of US CPA is in a range of $50,000 to $70,000. That means in a range of 45 lakh rupees to 52 lakh rupees, which is really a very decent amount, even considering the cost of living in those countries. Because as I said, I also lived in almost 4 countries in the world. I'm telling you, for a fresher, this is very, very decent amount you'll be getting after a CPA across the globe, wherever you live. And the most important thing, if you're planning to settle in Canada in future, you do not need to do any additional qualification. You just need to go and submit your qualification documents to the CPA body in Canada, and within 24 hours, you will get Canadian CPA as well. So you don't need to do any additional qualification, and you'll be getting a dual degree, Canadian CPA as well as US CPA, if you're planning to settle in Canada. I know this is a heavy slide, or maybe this would be definitely help you in making your decision or choosing your career path. Where should you go? So take your time, make your notes, or if you have any question, type in the chat box, or maybe like pen down in your notebook. We'll be definitely taking all the question after all the three rest of the slide. Moving on to the next part is exam. We discuss about everything like benefits of USCPA, why one should think about USCPA, who is the governing body, how it works. But now coming on to what exactly in USCPA, what you need to study and how you need to pass those exams. So these are the 4 exam section which you have in USCPA. First is financial accounting and reporting. Second is audit and attestation. Third is regulation. Fourth is business environment and concept. To be very honest with you, financial accounting and reporting and audit and attestation is almost 80 to 85% is same what you have learned in your 11th standard, 12th standard, first year, second year, and third year of your graduation. The only 15% to 20% difference between Indian GAAP and US GAAP, or Indian auditing standard and US auditing standard, or some of the governmental accounting and governmental auditing standard. But other than that, 80 to 85% is same, exactly same what you have learned so far in last 4 to 5 years of your study. So you don't need to do, or you do not need to invest too much time and energy in clearing these exams. And now coming to the third, business environment and concept. To be very honest, it is 100% same what you have learned in your 11th standard, 12th standard, first year, second year, and third year of graduation. You won't find even a single topic or single concept which you have not learned so far. So it's almost 100% same what you have learned. So it would be so easy for you to crack this exam. And the fourth exam, which is regulation, in that 30%, which include like ethics and business law, is totally same what you have learned in India. The only difference is 70%, which is US taxation. That is something new for you to learn, because US taxation is totally different than Indian taxation what you have learned so far. However, there would be some terminology would be same, but most of the thing would be different. So if you consolidate all the four sections, you already know 70 to 75%. Only you need to know 20 to 25% to pass all the four exams. How the exam actually work? It would be 50% multiple choice question and 50% simulation. Multiple choice question, as we all know, there will be one question and four answer to it. You need to select the best right answer, right? In simulation, if I say in accounts, you will be given like trial balance. They will ask you to draft a profit and loss, balance sheet, or cash flow, something like that. So that kind of simulation you will be seeing in accounts. In audit section, they may give you maybe a draft audit report, and there would be some fill in the blanks. Probably you need to type fill in the blanks, or there might be some option you need to select the fill in the blanks. So that kind of simulation you'll be getting in audit and attestation exam. And in regulation, they give you the case study and maybe ask you to compute the tax for an individual, tax for the business, or something like that. And in business environment and concept, in addition to simulation, you'll be getting 3 written communication. So written communication would be they give you a case study and ask your opinion to draft. That would be more of corporate communication. Maybe you need to give a consultation to CEO, consultation to CFO, or maybe you need to report to the, you can say, senior partner of the audit, or maybe you need to draft any technical accounting thing. So that would be more of corporate communication, which will be testing in business environment and concept based on the fact pattern they have given you in the exam. And the exam is of like 4-hour exam, and within that you'll be getting a 15-minute break, because they know like 4-hour continuous concentration, it's very hard. So they give you 15 minutes break, which you can take to get relaxed, stretch, and refresh yourself, and come back with the fresh energy to do rest of your exam. Feel free to type any question you have in the chat box, or maybe pen down in your notes. Moving on to the next section. So now we understand why one should think about doing a USCPA. What is an USCPA? The third question which is naturally arise is how to become a USCPA. How to become a USCPA is more of like 3-step process. First is whether I am eligible to do USCPA or not. If I am eligible, then only I'll go to the admission, and then only I can appear for exam, right? So eligibility for you guys, the relevant thing is 120 credit. If you have 120 credit, you are eligible to sit for USCPA exam. How this 120 credit will be attained? Every year of graduation, only the commerce graduation, whether you are BCom pass, BCom honors, or BBA, to be very honest with you, those commerce graduate can only appear for USCPA. They only get the credit required for a USCPA program. So every year of your graduation would be considered 30 credit. And in all graduation, in the total of graduation, if you have scored more than 60%, then you will get additional 30 credit. So first year, second year, third year of graduation, that give you 90 credit. And if you have scored more than 60%, then you will be getting additional 30 credit. That means after doing your BCom, whether it's BCom pass, BCom honors, or BBA, with more than 60% of marks, you are eligible to appear for USCPA exam. But for any reason, if you do not have 60% in 3 years of graduation, then along with the CPA, you need to do at least 1 year of additional qualification. whether you will be doing first year of MCOM or first year of MBA or maybe 1 year of post-graduation diploma in accounting to get additional 30 credit so that you can appear for Uscp exam. Any question on this, feel free to type in chat box or maybe in your notes. We'll definitely take up all your question in this. So once you are eligible, that means you are BCom with more than 60% of marks. Now you are eligible to appear for Uscp exam. What next you need to do? First, you need to take the transcript from your university, from Delhi University, from where you are doing your graduation, and then you need to send those transcripts to either to WS, which is World Evaluation Services, or NASBA, who is the examination body of AICPA. NASBA is an examination body of AICPA who take care of all student and the exam section for CPA, right? So you need to send your transcript either to WS for evaluation or to the NASBA for evaluation. And after getting those evaluation done, the next step is enrollment. So in US, like we discussed, they have like around 55 states, and every state have their state board of accounting. Out of those 55, almost 32 states participate, or you can say allow international students to appear for USCP exam. Not all the states allow the international student to appear for USCP exam from their state. And within that state also, only 4 to 5 states allow the USCP exam with 120 credit. But rest of the state required 150 credit. Right? So you need to select from which state you need to do your USCP exam, or from which state you need to take the enrollment to appear for USCP exam. But it has nothing to do with CPA exam. CPA exam is a uniform CPA exam that valid across the globe. It's only the process or mechanism. Similar to whether you are taking admission in Venkateshwara College, Bhagat Singh College, Rajdhani College, or any other college in Delhi University. It's kind of college only, but at the end, you are getting a degree from Delhi University. Same way, the CPA degree you will be getting from AICPA, whether you choose Montana, Arizona, Alaska, New York, New Jersey, California, any state, it doesn't matter, right? And then after getting the admission, the next step is preparation for the examination for study. So this admission process take like 3.5 to 4 months normally, to be very honest. Like transcript will take 15 to 20 days, and then the evaluation process takes 6 to 8 weeks, and then enrollment process again take like 6 to 8 weeks. It will take easily 3.5 to 4 months, to be very honest with you. If somebody is saying it can be done in 2 or 3 months, they're probably lying to you. To be very honest with you, it takes like 3.5 to 4 months easily to get all this administrative stuff done. So we highly recommend the student, if you have make up your mind to do a USCPA, so you should start studying parallelly. You should not waste your time in all this administrative stuff. So these administrative stuff we will be helping out throughout the process, but at the same time you can start studying. For that, we will be providing you the learning management software and as well as the live classes. In the next slide, we'll be discussing all the support we will be providing to make you ready for the exam, but that is something you need to parallelly start along with the admission process, right? And then once you get the admission done, enrollment done, the next step is setting up your examination. So like we discussed earlier, exam can be given in any sequence, any day you like it. It's not required to give in specific sequence or at a specified date. The exam window is open 365 days. So that we highly recommend students to appear one by one. So every 2 to 3 months, they should invest in studying and then appear for exam. So if you are investing 2 months of time in one exam, that is more than enough. And then you can take 10 or 15-minute break and appear for the exam. So by this, you can within 8 to 9 months, you can easily complete all the 4 exams, right? That once you are done with enrollment, next is scheduling the exam and passing the exam. To pass the exam, you require 75 score in every exam. It seems big, But to be very honest, if you look at the national average pass rate, if 100 students appear for USCP exam, 50 to 55 pass. The number seems like 75 meritorious, and I'm sure you all are meritorious student. It's not big for you, but it's not as tough as it looks from the Indian mentality standpoint of view, to be very honest with you. And then the last and important thing here is 18-month passing window. That means the day you cleared your first exam, in the next 18 months, from the day you have cleared first exam, in the next 18 months, you need to clear the rest of the 3 exams. If you have not cleared the rest of the 3 exams, probably your first exam will lapse. Maybe I can elaborate further with an example. Let's say in January 2021, any student has appeared for the first exam and he has cleared the first exam in January 21. And next exam student has planned in June 21 and he has cleared the second exam in June 21. And third exam he planned in December 21 and he has cleared the third exam in December 21. In the fourth exam he planned in June 22 and unfortunately that student has not cleared the fourth exam in June 22. So the day he cleared the first exam, which is in January 21, from that day to next 18 months, which is ending in June 22, the student has to clear rest of the 3 exam, but unfortunately the student has not cleared fourth exam. So that means the fourth exam he need to appear again, and the first exam which he has cleared in January 21 will also lapse. So the next rolling window of 18 months will start from the day he or she has cleared the second exam. That means from June 21 to next 18 months. That means by December 22, he or she need to clear rest of the 2 exams. The fourth exam which he has not cleared and the first exam which has lapsed. So that's how the rolling window of 18 months works. If you have any doubt on any of this, on eligibility, admission, examination, 18-month rolling window, feel free to type in chat box or maybe make your notes. We'll be definitely covering after rest of the slide. The next is about CPL licensing. For CPA examination, 120 credit is sufficient, but we highly recommend the student who are doing USCPA, they should parallelly do either like MCOM or MBA or at least 1 year of post-graduation diploma if in future they wants to take the CPA license. That's required only and only for the licensing. Like in India, how we are chartered accountant, we are member of the institute, but we do not have like license of or COP, practicing certificate, right? For the practicing certificate there might be some different requirement. Same way for the licensing, these are some different requirement. If in future you want to do your own practice, then we highly recommend to do additional education after your graduation to get 150 credit so that in future you can get the license. So for the license you require at least 150 credit, and then you should pass all the 4 exams, and then the different state is having a different requirement to issue the license. Some state request you to pass the ethic exam, that take like $100 to $150 additional amount for the ethic exam, and some state require to have 12 months of experience with any US CPA firm, or it's not mandatory to have an internship program for 12 months. It's saying you should have at least 12-month experience either in accounting domain, finance domain, auditing domain, internal control domain, risk assessment domain, taxation domain, any domain which is relevant for the USCPA. It's not required to have an experience as an internship under a USCPA. That's not mandatory. It's a, I know like student get confused whether I need to undergo any internship. No internship is required for USCP program. Your working experience would be sufficient enough, whether in Indian company, US company, or anywhere in different part of the world. But you should have experience of 12 months either in accounting, finance, audit, taxation, forensic, risk management, all the domains in which USCPA actually works. So that is more than enough. Right? This is the requirement for USCPA licensing, and we support to all our students in getting the USCPA license. Any question on this section, please make a note or type in a chat box. Now we understand why I should think about doing a USCPA, what is an USCPA, and how I can become a USCPA. So next question arises, why you should choose KC GlobEd as your partner in the journey of USCPA. To completing a USCPA, the most important thing without which no one can do a USCPA is getting a learning management software. And getting a right learning management software is very, very important. In the learning management software, we'll be giving you the Surgeon CPA Review Learning Management software, which has the features. First, they have like 350 plus US professor pre-recorded videos. They have like electronic book in the software. They have 7700 plus multiple choice question for you to practice and 400 plus simulation for you to practice. And then the unlimited mock test for you to practice for your exam. And all these things you'll be getting for unlimited time until you pass the CPA. It's not like that we'll be giving you learning management software for 12 month, 18 month or 24 month. No, we'll be giving you the learning management software until you pass your USCPA. I'm sure many of your seniors who would be doing a USCPA program, they would be struggling with this issue with other vendors who are giving the access for 12 month or 18 month, and they were not able to clear the CPA program within the time limit, and they are end up paying the whole amount again. So that's a big stress reliever for each and individual student who join with us. Once you buy the software, it will automatically update and it will have all the features you need to pass the CPA program. Second and the most important thing over here is the unique technology which our software provide. You know, we all like Indian student are used to linear learning program or linear way of learning. What is linear way of learning is you watch all the, you can say, professor a video, or you take up all the class in your college and then you read all the material in the book, every page and every section of the book, and then you practice all the question answer, and then you do so many mock tests to feel comfortable to exam ready, and then you do revision for everything to feel yourself more confident to be exam ready. Right? That's how you do. Right? But the smart way of learning is ASAP technology. In Surgeon software, you'll be getting both way of learning. You'll be getting linear way of learning, which you are used to, going through all the US professor pre-recorded video, electronic book, multiple choice questions, simulation, and mock test, right? But as we all know, like technology is playing so big role in anything and everything we do. It make anything and everything so efficient and effective. Why don't we should use technology in our study to make our study easy, efficient, and effective, and to the point what is needed to pass the USCP exam. How does ASAP technology actually work? So when you choose to study with the ASAP technology, the software will give you, like for example, you started accounting section, financial accounting and reporting section, and you choose to study with the ASAP technology. The software will give you 350 multiple choice question in a bucket of 35 question. So you'll be getting 10 quiz of 35 multiple choice question each. Those 350 multiple choice question would be coming from all area in financial accounting and reporting to understand and assess your level of understanding. So once you respond to those 350 multiple choice question based on your current understanding, then software will give you the ready score. If you appear for the USCP exam today, what would be your score? So which is 99.99% accurate as you'll be getting in your CPA exam. So upfront, it will give you what is the current level of understanding you have and what more you need to pass the USCP program, right? And after that, it will give you the list of area where you performed good, and most importantly, the list of area where you have not performed good or the area you are weak. In US CPA program, if I say about accounting, there are so many things which are very, very basic. It's already in your blood, you know, like passing an accounting entry, making a manual journal entry, adjustment journal entry, preparing a cash flow, preparing a profit and loss account, preparing a balance sheet, which you are learning from your 11th standard, right? There might be only few area which are complex, which you are not exposed to, probably like business combination, valuation of investment, or maybe you can say financial instrument. So those are the area for which probably you are not exposed to in your curriculum what you have studied so far, or maybe the difference between Indian GAAP or US GAAP. So the area which you already know, why you need to invest so much time again in revising those or brushing up those or investing again reading through all the material related to those, right? They give you the list of area where you know or where you are very confident and the list of area which are weak. And software does not stop there. What it will do, it will customize the overall learning program based on your individual need. How it will do, what are the area the software has identified based on the algorithm which is the software has run in the background, the area identified as a weak. They give you all the list of US professor pre-recorded video which you need to watch to build your understanding in the area which are weak, right? Then it will give you respective section of the book which you need to read to build your understanding in the area which were weak. And then it will give you list of those question only which are relating to those tough area or the area where you are struggling, so that you can practice those questions and feel more confident or strengthen your understanding around those area. And then at the end it will give you a mock test. By giving the mock test, which will be 100% same what you'll be getting in your actual exam. And by giving that mock test, you can see the transition by using the technology so effectively and efficiently, you will be definitely getting a good score. That's how this technology actually save more than 70% of the time from the way we are used to normal learning. So it is being proven theory on more than 1 lakh student in US. The student who study through ASAP technology, they save more than 70% of their time in studying fast and passing in a one. This is all you'll be getting in the learning management software. In addition to that, you'll be getting 350 plus hours of live classes, which covered all the section of exam in detail, along with so many tools and tips you require to pass the USCP exam in one go. And then, in addition to that, you'll be getting a mentor and counselor support. Mentor support, you will be aligned with the teacher who will be teaching you, so that if you have any question or any doubt when you are studying, you can connect and reach out to your respective teacher for the respective subject. And then you'll be aligned a specific counselor dedicated to you, who will be helping you how to get the transcript from Delhi University, how to get the evaluation done, which board you need to select, and how to schedule your exam. So anything and everything you required in the administrative process, a dedicated counselor would be assigned to you. And if you are planning to travel to US or Dubai to sit for the exam, so we will be giving visa and travel assistant or support to you. And then most important thing, we'll be giving free placement support to you. So if you are studying through the USCP program from us, we'll be giving you free placement support in all the US based MNCs company which you have seen earlier. And now if you look at pay as you need, you can try our software for 5 days free trial. And then if you can choose to buy all the 4 section of exam in one go, or you can choose to start with one particular section of the exam as well. No one in the India market will sell in the individual program. So we'll be selling the individual learning management software. That means you can, if you want to start with accounts, you can only buy the FAR learning management software, and you can only buy the FAR classes, live classes. And if you are planning to study audit, you can buy only the audit study material and only the audit live class. Or if you want to buy the bundle, you have option to buy the bundle as well. And then we also provide EMI payment plans as well to all our students. So this is all the offering or support we give to each and individual student who registered with us for the USCP program. Any question, doubt you have around this, feel free to add in the chat box or make your note. We are just 2 more slides away to finish off our presentation. After that, we'll be taking up all your questions. Fifth and the most important slide for each Indian is estimated cost. So there are, like, you can say 3 to 4 type of cost in overall journey of USCP. One is getting a learning management software. That is the most important thing you have to have. Like, without that, you cannot do USCP. For that, we are giving Surgeon CPA Review learning management software at a cost of 69,900 only. This is, to be very honest, is the world lowest price at this point of time, which probably we would be increasing soon. Second is the live classes, which we discussed, of 350 hours live classes, which myself and other instructor would teach. That for all the 4 subjects is 29,000 rupees only. That's also at this point of time is lowest in the world. The total cost to you would be 98,900 for all your study. And in addition to that, what is the cost you need to pay to the respective authority and body? One is your evaluation expense, which is $229. All the US dollar at this point of time, we have calculated at the rate of 75 rupees per dollar. So all the numbers which you need to pay in US dollar, we converted in INR at the rate of 75 for the ease of understanding. Evaluation fees, which is $229, is around 16,875 rupees that you need to pay either to WS or NASMA directly. Enrollment fees is around $100, which is 7,500 rupees. And then examination fees is $565 per exam. So for exam, it would be $1,426. Multiplied by 75 would be 1,69,500 rupees. Approx 42,500 per exam is the examination fees. So total fees for the study would be 98,900, and total fee for examination and admission would be 1,93,000. If you are taking only learning management software, you'll be end up investing 2,63,000 rupees. If you are taking learning management software along with the live classes, you will be end up investing 2,92,000 rupees in total. And after that, if you are planning to take license, if you are giving ethic exam would be around $130, and licensing fee is around $150. The total cost would be around 21,000, but that is after the Cpa examination, not now. I think we are done from our side. These are like our numbers, contact details. You can note down. And now we are open for Q&A session.
So we have a question, candidate, that how do we compare CA with CPA?
What is the question?
CA versus CPA.
They both are like, you can say different or you can say same as well. You know, why it is same is domain is almost same if you look at from the context of Indian market. CA, like myself, is also 2008 qualified CA. So we work in like accounting domain, audit domain, finance domain, costing, budgeting, many more domain. The same domain like CPA can also work. The key differentiating factor here is like 6 to 12 month and 4 to 5 year, to be very honest with you, and acceptability in the global world. In the global world, if you see Indian MNCs across the globe are hardly 1 to 2%, whereas US based MNCs are 34 to 35% across the globe. And within India also, like we discussed, around 70 to 75% MNCs are US based MNC. So key differentiating factor I can say is the time, and time is money, to be very honest with you.
And there is a question regarding the 18 months rolling window. So if by chance any candidate is not able to pass the exam within 18 months, then how many attempts and how much time is available to the student to clear the exam?
Yeah, so attempt are unlimited. There's no limit to attempt, but I'll reiterate the example. Then probably you would be in a better position to correlate your question. So, for example, in January 21, the student has given first exam for USCPA, and he or she has cleared in January 21. From that day to next 18 months, which is June 22, he or she need to clear rest of the three exams. Hmm? Now, in like just further extending to the same example, the student has given the second exam in June 21, and luckily he has cleared the second exam. And third exam he has given in December 21, and luckily he or she has cleared the third exam as well. So the first exam he has cleared in January, second exam he has cleared in June, third exam he has cleared in December 21. Now, fourth exam he or she has planned in June 22, and unfortunately, that fourth exam he flung. He didn't clear. He or she has not passed. So, from the day he has cleared the first exam, that is January 21 to June 22, he or she need to clear rest of the three exam. But unfortunately, he has not cleared the fourth exam. So the fourth exam which he or she has not cleared, and the first exam which he has cleared in January, these two exams he or she need to give in next 6 months. How that next 6 months? The rolling window then would be start from June 21 to December 21. So in June 21 he has cleared second exam. His third exam is cleared in December, but the fourth exam which he or she has not cleared, and the first exam which has lapsed, these two exams he or she need to clear in next 6 months. Does this answer your question?
Mehak, does that answer your question? Okay, great. And there was a question about how convenient is it for a working professional to pursue USCPA?
I think for a working professional they must do this program. To be very honest, like after graduation, we all know limitation in terms of earning, limitation in terms of career growth. If you want to jump or take a next level, or in future you want to reach to the leadership level, you must have to do some or the other professional degree. That is something inevitable. If you actually want to go in a leadership role, management role in future, like couple of years down the line, you must have to have some or the other professional qualification. And this is at this point of time in the world is the easiest and easy to do in a very very limited time. We have like so many students, like almost you can say 60% of our students at this point of time are working professional, whether they are working in big four consulting firm or in the big US based MNC company. So what I recommend to them, like we give the class on Saturday and Sunday, 11 to 4, which is like their off day. So what we recommend to them, like just spare 2 hours to the study every day, Monday to Friday, and then like 9 to 10 hours of class over the weekend is more than enough. And they can comfortably pass all the four exams in 9 to 10 months. Does this answer your question?
Yes, and will there be totally offline classes or there will be will there be online classes, or will there be any offline classes as well?
Yeah, our center is just opposite to your college gate. So don't worry. Like after the college, anytime you can come and meet with us. But at this point of time, as like because of COVID situation, probably till June or July, so would be offline. But after that, like it would be just in front of your college.
Okay. So we don't have any more questions from the participants, which is all right. But I request all the participants, if you have any afterthoughts, and you can still write us an email or contact me at these numbers, and both of us on these numbers. You can note it down, and we were very happy to help you clarify all the questions regarding this. And we would recommend you to make best of this time of 365 days exam window available in India, where you don't have to travel, and you're hassle free, and just for examinations. So give a thought and let us know. We can catch up for a one-on-one counseling session.
But like we still have time. If you guys have any question, feel free to ask. It's an, like you can say, open time for each one of you. But if you have any question, feel free to ask. Otherwise, I think we are good from
So
our
Mehak
side.
Jain, our dearest participant, had all the questions. I see no one else asking questions.
So, Meg, have you collated the question with from everyone?
That's
Okay.
nice of you.
Okay, I think we are good. So thank you everyone for your like great participation and especially listening for like 1.5 hour time. So that be so thankful for your patience and like patiently listening us. I'm sure this overall session would be informative for you to help you understand like new dimensions or maybe new tangent which is available just in front of your college to look for your career growth or career opportunity to build your career future in accounts, finance, audit, taxation, international taxation domain. And over to you, Priyanka.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Ishita, for arranging this and giving us an opportunity to spread the word. And we are very hopeful that all you cream talented people in Venkateshwara College will make the best use of it.
Thank you so much, Panel sir, for taking out time out of your busy schedule. Thank you so much for enlightening us.
Most welcome. And please be aware, there can be silly questions, there can be any kind of questions. We are very, very happy to handle everything here, and hope to get a call from you all.
Cool.
Okay, so we can close the session now and connect with you all separately.
Cool. Thank you very much. Thanks, everyone.